I honestly don't know how to put this. Today is a truly devastating day. Disaster has struck! The one and only true senpai, Yandere Dev himself, has become ill. It sickens me to think he was actually mortal. He works tirelessly day after day after day programming this game, and it has finally taken its toll, and it is up to us to save him. Together with the help of somebody very, very special, I can bring this game back to life. I just honestly hope that they are willing to help me with this. Otherwise, Yandere Simulator might be cancelled. And then where will I get my clickbait?
My ever so moist flippers may not mix well with your computer murmurs, but I will be project supervisor.
Well, this is kind of awkward, isn't it, Mr. Turtle? Because I wasn't actually referring to you. I was referring to another green beast. I was referring to Midori Gurin. Oh yes, the true green nightmare of Yandere Simulator.
But I want to help my dev pie too.
Hey everyone, Razzbowski here, and welcome back to Yandere Simulator. Now, baby, today we got something very, very special. In fact, so special some people may be green with envy. Our sweet, ever-lovable Yandere Dev bothering Midori Gurin is the star of this show, and it's looking pretty damn good. Although, to be honest, green, really? Everybody knows that purple is the better color. Don't worry, I actually love them both. Guys, if you're hyped for this video, then please hit that like button. It really, really is appreciated. Let's shoot for 2,000 beautiful likes. You already know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. If this video has 3,000 likes, then I will continue this on as a series. So let's just dive straight in, baby. Woo! Papa's spicy comment of the day comes from Chelsea LeBlanc. Chelsea, that is an amazing name. Chelsea LeBlanc. Hashtag END of YANDERE. I love you in that blue sweatshirt. I bet it'd look better on my floor. But then I'm not wearing it if it's lying on the floor. You're thinking something filthy, Chelsea. If I'm not wearing that blue sweatshirt, then that means I'm butt naked. Ooh, Chelsea, you nasty girl. Is this real? Is this game actually real? Am I really talking in a text box of a visual novel? That is about me? This is my game? Finally, I got my own game. Thank you, Yandere Dev. Since this is my own game, I guess I should start with me doing the narration, right? So let me just get prepared for saying it with a deep voice. Black. Wow, Midori, your deep voice shocked me there. Every good story begins with a black screen. Black screens always add some kind of tension so the players can be more excited to play the game. They get anxious to finally see what will happen next. Black screens are always amazing. However, sometimes these screens aren't interesting, and of course, how can somebody make a black screen in the beginning of a story interesting? I could put a warning about something in the beginning of the game, or something like that, or I could just add myself to say a few things while people just look at this beautiful screen with absolutely nothing. People love this. They love this as much as they will love this game. Oh, I forgot about something. What was the last thing that always makes these black screens interesting? A quote. Yes, it doesn't need to be a quote related to the story. It just needs to be a quote. And the quote I'll show you, the player, is, "With great power comes great responsibility." Just like this. Oh, wait. This isn't the quote I was looking for. Forget this. All right, player, let's get another quote. To be or not to be? That's the question. Oh, man, not the quote I was looking for again. This game is a little bit glitchy, I think. Let's try one more time. Always be yourself, except if you could be Midori Gurin. Always be Midori Gurin. Batman. There you go. Batman said it. Wait, Batman didn't say that. Midori Gurin. Now it is correct. Now it is time to begin Midori's Adventure. Yandere Simulator Midori Adventure, the visual novel. Episode 1, Getting Sick. Yandere Dev was spending another day in his natural habitat, writing code and requesting new assets for his game, Yandere Simulator. This time, he was really, really close to finishing Osana Najimi, the first rival of the game. After this, he would finally launch the Kickstarter of the game after 3 years planning to do this. Whoa, is that Was that sassy, or was it just the way I said it that made it sassy?
I can be a little sassy.
Then the game would be fully released after we developed the rest of the game with the Kickstarter's money, and Yandere Dev's dream of finally releasing the game he worked on so hard for years would be achieved. Of course, he would have to finish the game a lot sooner if one person didn't exist. Her! Oh, look at her, she just popped up out of nowhere. Midori Gurin. Also known as Midori Gurinu because of Jay from the Cub Scouts. Everybody loves that dude. Nobody knew her story. Nobody knew who her friends were because she had no friends. Oh my god! Savage, buddy! Man, I'll be Midori's friend. Mr. Turtle will be Midori's friend.
Well, she's green after all.
Not even sure what that means, Mr. T. Nobody knew who her mother and father were and how they managed to tolerate her. Nobody even knew if her hair was naturally green or if it wasn't. She was a mysterious person that no one really cared about. But everyone knew two things about her. Her name. She always emails Yandere Dev with stupid and unnecessary questions and always requested her original character, Irudim Unirug, who was definitely not someone with Midori's name written backwards to be put in the game as the last and most important rival. One thing that bothered everyone, including Yandere Dev, is that Midori would never stop emailing him. And even if he managed to kill her, even if he managed to get rid of her by using non-lethal ways, she always returned. Somehow. Some people thought that she always managed to come back because she was some kind of demon that comes from the occult club of Academy High School. Others thought that she was some kind of goddess or even a robot. Still, no one knew the truth about her. While Yandere Dev is distracted writing codes for Yandere Simulator, Midori Gurin starts her usual daily routine.
Yandere Dev.
Do we really need this, Midori? He's busy trying to do his work. Can't you see that? The daily routine of Midori Gurin was annoying Yandere Dev all day long. And of course the poor man had to tolerate this every week, but he always tried to find a way to make her go away. In fact, he would do this once again right now.
What is it this time, Midori?
I think I found a special bug in Yandere Simulator's newest build, and I think it's a bug that should not be ignored. And what does this special bug do, and how is it caused? You know that I don't like wasting my time with people complaining about very little bugs. I hope that what you showed me is actually important, Midori. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here, let me show it to you. Midori Gurin starts using Yandere Dev's computer while he just looks at her. Like always with Midori, he had a bad feeling about this. A few seconds later, Midori enters into the blog. Green is the warmest color and goes to the images section. There it is! Yandere Dev looks at the computer screen. What? Okay, all that Yandere Dev sees is a screenshot of Yandere Simulator with bad quality. In this screenshot, you can only see a little bit of blood on the ground, Academy High School's fountain, and that's it. There were no bugs in this screenshot, so what was Midori talking about? Midori? I see no bugs in this screenshot, unless you're talking about how bad the image quality is. No, you dummy! There's a bug over there, on the ground! Do you see that red thing? Midori, the red thing on the ground is called blood. Blood is a body fluid in humans and other animals that delivers necessary— No, not the blood! There's a red dot in the ground! Midori, there are lots of red dots on the ground. Look closer! Midori puts her head closer to the computer and Yandere Dev does the same thing. And then Yandere Dev sees— Not the special bug! It's a ladybug! Because it's 2018 and bugs can be ladies and man bugs. The special bug that Midori was talking about in very bad quality, this was the special bug that should not be ignored. Trying to contain his disappointment, Yandere Dev started to talk with Midori in a calm way. Midori, did you really waste your time trying to show me this? What? Me wasting your time? Just look at this cute little bug, Yandere Dev. It's very special to me, and cute things shall not be ignored. I even gave a name to this bug. I call it Miraculous Lady. Midori, I don't have time for this. Yandere Dev closes the page with the image and goes back to Unity to develop Yandere Simulator. Oh dear, he's not going to be happy. After this, he starts to look at Midori Gurin, who was smiling like she always does after doing something. Look Midori, you should only bother me when it's truly necessary. So please think twice before sending an email or coming here to always. But I never bother you, Yandere Dev. You know that I'm only trying to help you in the game's development. So, by your logic, interrupting me doing important tasks for the game is helping me in its development. I'm just trying to help. I'm not interrupting. I've actually got to do something here. Surely, at this point, she is like thinking over in her brain, I'm helping Yandere Dev out by pointing out little things, even if they're just cute little things. So I'm just gonna go, I'm just trying to help. But I'm just trying to help, Yandere Dev. I always send suggestions to make the game better, and I always report on every important bug I find in the game. There is a difference between reporting important bugs and reporting stupid and unnecessary things. And you know that I'm not looking for suggestions right now, especially when these suggestions are things like, add my super original fan character to the game. Hey, I worked hard in making my fan character, Irodim Unirug. It's not like the character's just a recolor of me or something like. At that moment, Yandere Dev was starting to lose his sanity once again. He couldn't take all of this Midori annoying stuff anymore. The more he heard her voice, he would become even more insane than he already was. However, he still tried to remain calm and replied slowly to Midori, Midori, just stop. Okay? Stop annoying me with all of these dumb things you say. Let me finish Yandere Simulator. Please? I beg you. Every time you come here, I end up... Before Yandere Dev can finish his sentence, Midori got closer to him, making him uncomfortable. What was she trying to do after all? I'm just trying to help as much as a volunteer can help you, Yandere Dev. Wait, you want to be a volunteer for Yandere Simulator's development? Is that it? Isn't that obvious? I can help with such things as cleaning your house while you're busy, making videos for your channel, being your bodyguard. Okay. Not sure if I need a bodyguard, but I'm going to say, well, it's 2018, so we don't assume she's wanting to clean his house. Making videos for your channel, he kind of needs to do that, so I'm going to say being your bodyguard, just in case there's some nasty people trying to steal his coding. Maybe being your bodyguard? You know, I could wear sunglasses, a suit similar to Will Smith in Men in Black, while trying to protect you from danger. What if you had a Yandere fangirl who tries to get you by surprise? What if Yandere-chan brainwashes Saki Miyu and makes her want to kill you? Or worse, what if someone dresses as that guy from Friday the 13th? Midori, the chances of someone attacking me for no reason at all are non-existent. And even if there were a possibility this could happen, I would definitely hire anyone but you. Oh, come on, Yandere Dev. Don't you want a little help from a friend? While Midori was kept talking, Yandere Dev was getting more and more angry. Those eyes are just lighting up red, baby. He's got fires in them. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it anymore. His greatest wish was that Midori Gurin could just disappear and never appear again. But there was a way he could make his wish become a reality. Oh, I know! You should add a new elimination method to the game, Yandere Dev. Yandere-chan could kill her target while the person is speaking with her and... The screen goes black as something terrible happens off screen, and judging by the noises in the background, we could probably guess what that was. Sounds of someone stabbing a girl with a knife could be heard. And a few seconds later, nothing could be heard. Midori Gurin wasn't talking anymore, and Yandere Dev wasn't nervous anymore. All that could be heard was the sound of silence. You mean that Simon and Garfunkel song? It was that moment that Midori knew she screwed up. Oh dear. Everything was calm now. And a few minutes later, Yandere Dev was once again developing Yandere Simulator. Like always, he was trying to write code for the game while he had to request assets from his volunteers. It was another normal day. There were no problems in Yandere Dev's life, and no green-haired girl was there to annoy him today. This was the perfect normal day that every person would want in their life. However...
Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev.
Where the hell did she come from? Every perfect day had a negative side. The negative side of Yandere Dev's day is that Midori Gurin would always get back somehow. And right now she has returned from the dead. At this rate, Yandere Dev wouldn't be surprised if one day Midori comes back from the dead as a zombie. Hell, she could even be part of the zombies cast in The Walking Dead. But anyway, trying to stay calm at that moment, Yandere Dev spoke softly to Midori like he always did. Midori, I'm going to try and be very nice here, even after I just murdered you seconds ago. Tell me, how do you always come back from the dead? Are you secretly a character from Dragon Ball Z? Per Shenron, the mighty god himself, getting non-stop messages from Midori over there about balls and dragons. Because everyone who dies in Dragon Ball Z always comes back somehow. What are you talking about, Yandere Dev? I just got here. Why are you talking about rising me up from the dead? If I just got up from the graveyard, I would be smelling. Like if you weren't already smelling, Midori. Hey, I'm not smelling. Anyway, Yandere Dev, I want to suggest a new feature to the Yandere Simulator. How about adding a new Easter egg to the game? This time, the Easter egg could be about... This time, Yandere Dev wouldn't listen to Midori. He wouldn't speak softly to her, but he wasn't going to get rid of her using non-lethal ways as well. For the first time, Yandere Dev was going to scream to someone in anger. He wanted Midori Gurin to understand that he wanted her to go away. He wanted her to leave him alone. He couldn't take this. He couldn't take this anymore. As Yandere Dev started to inhale, the screen goes black again. But this time, no deaths happened, but something else happens. Oh, Yandere Dev suddenly gasps. He had his eyes wide open for some reason, and then... he suddenly falls off his chair and faints. Midori Gurin gets shocked with this unexpected moment. What is going on? Yandere Dev, are you all right? Yandere Dev, wake up! Don't pretend that you're asleep, please. Even if Midori was hoping that Yandere Dev was all right, she knew that there was something going wrong here. He just suddenly fainted right in front of her. This was definitely not good, and Midori didn't know what to do. She was just there, seeing Yandere Dev asleep on the ground while he was trying to do something. When she couldn't do anything, for her whole life, all Midori Gurin ever did was annoy everyone. She never faced a situation where she had to help someone in an emergency. Midori had no idea what she had to do. Oh my god. What do I do? I have to think of something I need to do. Midori was starting to go crazy and nervous. She rarely acted like this. Things were really worrying Midori Gurin. Until she had an idea. Midori carried Yandere Dev to another place in his house. Even though she wasn't strong enough to do this, she tried her best to carry him, so she just dragged his ass along the floor. He's not going to appreciate that when he wakes up with a sore bum in the morning. A few minutes later, she managed to take him to his bedroom. Hello! And then the green-haired girl didn't have any more ideas what she could do. She could have called the ambulance or something like this, but she had a reason not to do this. Instead, Midori sat down a chair near Yandere Dev's bed and waited for him to wake up. What was going on with him after all? She would find out in a few hours. Yandere Dev! I hope that you'll be okay. Oh no, bless her. Oh, we're in a nice bedroom here. Midori was sitting on a chair near Yandere Dev's bed while he was asleep. 2 hours have passed since Yandere Dev suddenly fainted, and Midori, instead of talking to him in hospital or something like that, decided to make him stay in his own house until he woke up. Not really the most intelligent idea there, Midori, because if he just suddenly passed out, hospital would be the first place I would take someone. Not to their bedroom like you nasty girl. She totally didn't decide this so the game's plot could go on. I mean, come on. The green-haired girl still had no idea what happened with Yandere Dev, and she was getting more and more worried. Of course, she tried to stay under control and just wait for him to wake up to see what had happened with him. While she was waiting for Yandere Dev to wake up, Midori was playing a mobile game that was a visual novel. It was called Okie Dokie Literature Squad. My lord! And it was about 4 girls in a war to see who writes the better poem. Midori liked these kinds of games, but the main reason she was playing this one was because one of the characters were nothing more than a yandere. And since she wanted to help Yandere Dev on Yandere Simulator's development, she thought that playing a game with another yandere would give her ideas that could be used in Yandere Simulator. Even though everyone, even Yandere Dev, saw Midori Gurin as an annoying girl, all she wanted was to be a nice person and to help other people, even if they didn't need help. Of course, her attitude annoyed everyone, but she just wanted to help the others. She was so hated by everyone that even if she managed to help someone in something, they would either ignore her or prefer not to believe she helped them. Basically, she was a very kind person and an underrated person. And even if she would always be known for being annoying and she would always be hated, she still tried to be friendly and help everyone. Midori Gurin was a person filled with determination. While Midori was playing the mobile game, she heard something coming from the bed that Yandere Dev was lying on. Midori said to herself in the most quiet way possible, "Oh my god, is he waking up? Is he waking up?" Finally, Midori Gurin looks to the bed and sees Yandere Dev slowly opening his eyes while he was stretching his arms. She kept looking at him, smiling. The girl was happy that Yandere Dev was all right. However, she still needs to find out what was going on with him. When Yandere Dev stopped stretching his arms and looked to the left, he saw Midori staring at him, smiling. In that exact moment, he saw her smiling. He jumped from his bed, almost screaming. Yandere Dev was really afraid to know what Midori did to him after he suddenly fainted. He didn't have the courage to say anything after he jumped from his bed and was quiet all the time. "Good morning, Yandere Dev. Yandere Dev, Yandere Dev. Good morning. How are you feeling? Don't worry, you can tell me anything. Dr. Midori is here." You're scaring me, Midori. Why are you talking like a doctor? Because I'm taking care of you, dummy. Wait. Taking care of me? Before Yandere Dev finishes his sentence, he feels some kind of pain in his chest and almost falls to the ground. Is Yandere Dev having a heart attack? Damn, son. Before he ends up falling, he manages to lay down on his bed once again. After this, he starts to breathe heavily. Of course, Midori Gurin was already worried about Yandere Dev's condition once again. He was just scared a few moments ago, and now he's trying to breathe? How dare he try and breathe? What was going on? After a few seconds of breathing heavily, Yandere Dev suddenly screamed to Midori, "Stop staring at me like an idiot and bring me a cup of water!" Yeah, Yandere Dev, why are you being so aggressive? Seconds ago, you were scared of get my cup of water because I need to stay hydrated like every normal human being. Right away, Yandere Dev. Midori Gurin, scared of Yandere Dev's sudden change of mood, ran to the kitchen to get him a cup of water. While she ran to the kitchen, she started to speak to herself. Yandere Dev has been aggressive with me for some reason. He has never acted in this way with me. Lol. What's going on after all? What if this is connected to the fact that he's not feeling well? What the heck is going on? Why can't the story of this game explain this to me? Upon arriving at the kitchen, the first thing Midori did was open the refrigerator. She was hoping she could find a bottle of water, but there was no water in the refrigerator. What? There is no water? How can Yandere Dev live like this? And why did he ask me to bring him a cup of water if he knows there is no water in this house? Well, you could drink the toilet water, I suppose. Get him back for being mean to you. The green-haired girl checks the refrigerator to see if there is something she can give to Yandere Dev. After checking for quite some time, she finds milk in the refrigerator. You better smell it, make sure it's not off, girl. Oh yes, I can use milk instead of water. I hope he doesn't get angry at me again for not having water for him. Midori got the milk box from the refrigerator and closed it. After that, she got a cup from the kitchen and put the milk in the cup. Then she put the milk box in the refrigerator and ran to Yandere Dev's bedroom with a cup of milk. Arriving there, she said to Yandere Dev in a fast way due to the fact that she was nervous, "I'm sorry, Yandere Dev, there was no water in the kitchen, so I had to get something else, which was milk, so I'm so sorry." Yeah, the girl gave the cup of milk to Yandere Dev. Strangely, now he seemed normal. Yandere Dev is secretly Milk Boy! And without the milk, he feels weak like a baby boy. He didn't look angry or anything like before. Now he was just being his usual self. Slowly, he got the cup of milk and stared at it, looking like a child that was seeing milk for the first time in their life. After Yandere Dev stared at it for a couple of seconds, he looked at Midori and said the following with his calm voice. "Midori, this is not milk." What the hell is it then? I shudder to think what this white liquid could be. It's not milk? What is it then? The box that I got from the refrigerator clearly said milk. Midori?
It's not milk, it's white water.
Excuse me? I don't know where you got that clip from, but that was hilarious. Yandere Dev says this and starts to suddenly laugh, sounding like a maniac. He was laughing a lot for no reason at all, while he was holding the cup of white water, which I hope to God is not a euphemism. At that moment, Midori got truly terrified. Yandere Dev was sounding like the Joker, which was something that never happened before. Slowly, Midori said the following, afraid what Yandere Dev would do next. Yandere Dev? What the f*** was that about? After this, Yandere Dev suddenly started to act in an aggressive way once again. Midori, get me brown water. No! Please, no! Brown water sounds really bad. Now we will be drinking toilet water. Brown water. What is this? I told you to get me my brown water or I'll delete Yandere Simulator source code forever. What the heck was Yandere Dev talking about? First he woke up scared and then he was angry. After this he was normal once again and now he just said that he will delete Yandere Simulator source code? Midori Gurin tried to control the situation with everything she could. You want to delete a game that you have been working on for years? No, you won't do this. I won't allow you. And I won't get you this brown water you were talking about. What Midori Gurin said to Yandere Dev made him stop acting weird. He was staring at her with some kind of surprised face. Well, at least he wasn't being aggressive anymore. But then Yandere Dev starts to cry. What? He was crying like a child after losing their lollipop. First, he was angry, then he was calm. After that, he was angry again, and now he was crying. Was Yandere Dev a bipolar person? Or is all of this combined with the fact that he wasn't feeling well? Yandere Dev, why are you crying? Trying to stop crying, Yandere Dev replied. Midori.
Why would you be so mean?
Tell me, why would you be so mean to me? That's it.
I'm going to delete all the Yandere Simulator source code.
What is this game? Yandere Dev tried to get up from his bed so he could go to his computer before Midori Gurin stopped him from doing so. No, you're not going to delete Yandere Simulator source code. Then get me my brown water. Oh, it looks like the green-haired girl didn't have a choice after all. She had to get this brown water for Yandere Dev, but what the heck is a brown water? Was Yandere Dev talking about chocolate or... Wait a second. Yandere Dev? You want a brownie instead of brown water, am I right? Midori Gurin suddenly gets a brownie from her pocket, which was there for no reason at all. It's not like it appeared there just so the plot could go on. As Yandere Dev sees the brownie, his eyes open wide and a creepy smile appears on his face. He gets the brownie from Midori's hands as fast as he could, and then he keeps looking to the cup of milk and to the brownie at the same time. After a few seconds of doing so, Yandere Dev starts to talk in a calm way once again. Now,
I'm gonna combine this brown water and this white.
This is just memes. This is just memes. Before Yandere Dev can finish his sentence, he starts to laugh once again. Not only this, but he was laughing like a maniac again. While he was laughing, he was putting the brownie into the cup of milk. It's brown water. He continues to laugh. And meanwhile, Midori is just there, staring at Yandere Dev without knowing what she should do. She was feeling multiple emotions at the same time. The green-haired girl was scared of Yandere Dev and was confused and angry as well. She was losing her patience with him. And this never happened before. Midori Gurin should do something right now about all of this. Slap Yandere Dev's face, scream at Yandere Dev. I don't want to start doing some kind of violence towards him. Let's scream at him. With anger and being nervous, Midori screamed at Yandere Dev. This was the first time that Midori had screamed at anyone. Stop acting like a bipolar person and get yourself together, Yandere Dev. What is going on with you after all? After the girl screamed, Yandere Dev got scared and shocked and dropped his brownie and cup of milk on the floor. Rip! Rest in peace, brown water. He kept looking at her, afraid of what she would do next. Now, he wasn't angry or sad or anything like this. Yandere Dev was just being himself. Yandere Dev suddenly laid down on his bed once again. This time, there was no heavy breath, no aggressive or sad attitudes. Now he was only calm, looking at his bed. At the same time, Midori was starting to get more calm as well and less stressed. For her, it was so weird to get irritated because of someone else. Usually she would be the one irritating everyone, even though it was not her intention. All of a sudden, Yandere Dev started to speak with his calm and normal voice once again. First of all, I'm Sorry for my sudden change in behavior. This was not intended to happen, as I have no control over myself. I know, Yandere Dev. I know this. You don't act like this. Even when you're getting irritated with me, you don't get aggressive or sad. One thing Midori did not want to admit is that she knew she irritated Yandere Dev, but even with this in mind, she tried to help, even though she could be wasting her time doing so. I can't believe I'm going to tell you, out of all the people in the world, about my little problem. When I get too nervous or stressed or something like this, I start to get weird. I start to faint regularly. I start to act strange, among other things. Basically, I have a mental breakdown. When this happens with me, I have to rest for a few days until I get sane again. And I guess I had another mental breakdown while talking with you earlier today. So you're gonna have to rest for a few days, Yandere Dev? That's right. Probably I'll only rest for a week, but still. But that means you won't be developing Yandere Simulator for these days. Unfortunately, yes. If I tried to develop the game after I just had a mental breakdown, I'd be more stressed and I could get worse. So I guess I have to delay Osana, the first rival of the game, once again. Yandere Dev said all of this while he tried to hide the fact that he was sad. He didn't want to admit, but knowing that he would need to delay the update of Yandere Simulator that everyone was waiting for once again was really disappointing for him. He promised so many times that the first rival of the game was coming and that she was almost complete. Now, he would need to delay her once again. Things were really hard for Yandere Dev, especially when he had to develop a game all by himself every day, and it was not even close to being finished. And the worst of all is that it was Midori Gurin's fault that Yandere Dev was like this. He had a mental breakdown because of her. She irritated him so much that he got crazy. It was her fault. But then Midori had an idea. Yandere Dev, I know this is all my fault, so I have an idea. What are you talking about? Oh god, please tell me it's not what I think it is. Since you need to rest for a few days and can't continue development of Yandere Simulator, I'll continue the development of the game for you. I'm sure I will make a good job. Suddenly there is a sitcom laugh in the background of the game. It was programmed to appear when Midori said that she would do something that seemed impossible. But anyway, enough of breaking the fourth wall. I'm sure I will make a good job of developing Yandere Simulator for you. Please, Midori, don't do this. Why shouldn't I do this? It's for you, Yandere Dev. Also, I know how to design a game, you dummy. So, answer me a question about games, Midori. That music is far too loud. I can't have that in my ear and read at the same time. Should a game like Yandere Simulator have microtransactions and loot boxes? No, it should have paid DLC. I have no idea. I'm gonna say no, it shouldn't have that kind of thing. No, of course not. Microtransactions and loot boxes don't fit with Yandere Simulator at all. Why are you asking this, Yandere Dev? To see if you knew just a bit about game development, and I'm impressed that someone as dumb as you actually got this one right. But still, Midori, you're not ready for this. Besides, I would never let you touch Yandere Simulator. Look, Yandere Dev, I'll talk with you later, okay? I'll go to your computer and continue development. Midori, don't! Yandere Dev tried to get off his bed once again, but he felt some kind of pain in his chest and fell back on his bed. He's having a heart attack. Wait, since when does a mental breakdown make you feel pain in the chest? Oh, right. This just happened so the game's plot could move on. Yandere Dev, you need to rest, alright? I'll be back later. Midori, wait! Midori Gurin ran from the bedroom before Yandere Dev could even finish what he was trying to say. Now he was alone in his bedroom, doing absolutely nothing while he was worried about Yandere Simulator. He knew that Midori Gurin was trying to help, but she would mess with everything. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about it too, but it's going to be absolutely hilarious at the same time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end off this video here. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, then please hit that like button. It really, really is appreciated. 3,000 beautiful likes, and we'll do another episode of this fantastic little story. My boy Stefan has actually done quite a few Yandere Simulator visual novels, and that's why I decided to do this one. If you want to watch some more of them, around about my face just now, there will be some links. Go and click on them, and you'll have a whole playlist of absolutely fantastic writing, and I cannot wait to play more of this. It's going to be fantastic. Either way, guys, I'm going to get out here. I've been Razzbowski. You've been the beautiful raspberries, as always, for watching, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye!
But I want to help my dev pie too.